G'day, Dan at Veg here. I wanted to say a little bit, this is in the context of writing this article, which potentially you've been flicking through, thinking, oh my God, how long is this thing? But I want to say a little bit about the way that I've changed how I think about decisions. In the past, my feeling is generally often decisions for a business or even an individual inside of a whole under management, they tend to be kind of a hindrance. Sometimes annoying or intimidating. Oh no, we have to make a decision about this today, or let's get these decisions out of the way so we can get on with things. That changes. Suddenly decisions, you see them a lot more clearly for what they are. Decisions become the very medium, the very thing that gives you the opportunity to gain traction towards what it is you want, or the kind of the reality that you've articulated in your holistic context. So suddenly decisions are wonderful things. You relish them, you look forward to them. And I can genuinely say these days we look forward to difficult decisions. So we have a tool now that lets us make them really quickly. And often the more difficult decisions are decisions that represent a larger opportunity to gain thrust towards your holistic context. So decisions became, they instead of being in the background and kind of pushed to the side and something you get out of the way, they suddenly become foregrounded. They become much more prominent. And your whole attitude to decision making changes. Rather than, oh no, have we made a good or a bad decision? You're like, well, we've used this tool and we've consciously given attention to this decision, and we feel like we've touched off on all the relevant aspects, or as many of them as we are aware of at this stage. And we're going to now act on this decision and monitor for outcomes and be conscious that we might be wrong. And if we pick up evidence, and ideally if things are going off track, you've made a decision that's not actually the best decision. If things are going off track, ideally you pick up on that early. You get early evidence, and that's a good thing. You're actually happy. It's like, great, we've just found out that was a bad decision. Fantastic. That means we can make another decision. We love making decisions. And so you go back and you make another decision and you act on it. And again, you monitor. You assume that you could be wrong. You keep that in your mind, and so on. And so decision by decision, you track forwards. And you mobilize yourself and the other decision makers in the whole that you're part of managing. You mobilize yourselves and you move forward to what it is that you want, and you start to view decision making as a skill, not as this kind of hit or miss thing, let's toss a coin type of situation, but a learned skill that no one's perfect at, but that we're all doing. And it's like, I don't know, riding a unicycle or a bike. It's like I can practice this, and I relish opportunities to practice making decisions, and we're getting better. And as a community and a network, we're supporting each other to get better at making decisions. And so you can see it's a total flip, a totally different perspective. And all the details aside, that alone, just purely the fact that you develop a different perspective on what a decision is, or the relevance of decisions in our lives, and your attitude towards them, it moves towards being quite a positive attitude. That alone, I believe, affects positive change. Not to mention the fact that you have this reference or anchor point in your holistic context that guides you, and when working with others, gets out of the way, very deep, mutual, collaborative articulation of why the thing you're managing exists and what the quality of life that everyone wants out of being involved. All these things have been accommodated, and that's happened. It's out of the way. It'll continue to evolve, but it's there as an amazing resource that you can use to make decisions that take you where you want to go. They don't just solve the problem or meet this immediate pressing need. I mean, often they do that as well, but that's in a way that becomes secondary. Whether you solve this problem that's prompted the decision becomes secondary to whether you make a decision that takes you toward your holistic context. So So hopefully that gets across my excitement at this aspect of managing holistically using the holistic management framework. Cheers.